Joseph Broz Tito was a Yugoslavian communist revolutionary and a politician who served in various positions of national leadership from 1943 until his death in 1980. During World War II, he was the leader of the Yugoslav Partisan, often regarded as the most effective resistance movement in German-occupied Europe. He also served as the president of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia from 14th January 1953 until his death on 4th May 1980. Tito's political ideology and policies are collectively known as the Titoism. Tito was born to a Croat father and a Slovene mother in the village of Kumrokev in Austria-Hungary, which is the present-day Croatia. Drafted into military service, he distinguished himself, becoming the youngest sergeant major in the Austro-Hungarian army of that time. After being seriously wounded and captured by the Russians during the World War I, he was sent to a work camp in the Ural Mountains. He participated in some events of the Russian Revolution in 1917 and the subsequent Russian Civil War. Upon his return to the Balkans in 1920, he entered the newly established Kingdom of Yugoslavia, where he joined the Communist Party of Yugoslavia. Having assumed the de facto control of the party by 1937, he was formally elected its General Secretary in 1939 and later its President, the title he held until his death. During World War II, after the Nazi invasion of the area, he led the Yugoslav guerrilla movement, the Partisans, from 1941 to 1945. By the end of the war, the Partisans, with backing of the Allies since the mid-1943, took power in Yugoslavia. After the after the war, Tito was the chief architect of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, serving as the prime minister from 1944 to 1963 and the president from 1953 to 1980. Since 1974, he has been president for life and marshal of Yugoslavia, the highest rank of the Yugoslav People's Army. Despite being one of the founders of the Comni Communiform, he became the first Communiform member to defy Soviet hegemony in 1948. He was the only leader in the Joseph Stalin's lifetime to leave the Communiform and begin with this country's idiosyncratic model of socialist self-management, in which firms were managed through workers' councils and all workers were entitled to an equal share of profits. Indeed, economists active in the former Yugoslavia, including Sejbon, Jaroslav Vanek, and Yugoslav Croat Branko Ovat, promoted a model of market socialism that was dubbed the Arelian model. Tito wavered between supporting either a centralized or more decentralized federation and ended up favoring the latter in order to keep ethnic tensions under control. Thus, the constitution was gradually developed in order to delegate as much power as possible to each republic, in keeping the Marxist theory of withering away of the state. Tito envisaged the SFR of Yugoslavia as a federal republic of equal nations and nationalities, freely united on the principle of brotherhood and unity in achieving specific and common interests. A very powerful cult of personality was built around Tito, which was maintained by a League of Communists of Yugoslavia even after his death. After Tito's death, the leadership of Yugoslavia was transformed into an annually rotating presidency to give representation to all of Yugoslavia's nationalities and to prevent the emergence of an authoritarian leader. 12 years after his death, as communists collapsed in Eastern Europe and ethnic tensions escalated, Yugoslavia dissolved and descended into a series of inter-ethnic wars. Historians critical of Tito view his presidency as authoritarian and see him as a dictator, while others criticize him as a benevolent dictator. He was a popular public figure both in Yugoslavia and abroad. Viewed as a, viewed as a unifying symbol, his internal policies maintained the peaceful coexistence of the nations of the Yugoslav Federation. He gained further international attention as the founder of the non-aligned movement alongside Jawaharlal Nehru of India, Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and Sukarno of Indonesia. With a highly favorable reputation abroad in both Cold War blocs, he received a total of 98 decorations, including the Legion of Honor and the Order of Birth.